All right, guys, welcome to a short interview here at the ASUS RoG tournament in Finland. And with me is Kane from My Insanity. And first of all, is the beard a fashion choice or were you just too lazy?
Actually, it started out as being lazy, but then people told me I looked older. And so I've always wanted to look older because people always told me I looked way too young for my age. So I guess it turned into a fashion thing.
Okay, so how old are you actually?
I'm 21.
You're 21 and you want to look how old?
21. That would be ideal.
Okay, I can kind of see that work.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I've never met you in real life without the beard, so maybe on the last day you will have to shave just to prove a point.
Yeah, I can show you pictures too.
Okay. So for you, this is actually the first big offline tournament outside of the US, is that correct?
That is correct, yeah. I played in MLG Anaheim, I guess. And I also played the Shoutcraft finals offline, but nothing outside the US, and so it's pretty exciting to be here in Europe.
How long have you actually been here? We talked about it a little bit already earlier. Can you just walk us through, like, when did you come to Europe, how long did you stay there, and where exactly?
So I came to Switzerland about 3 months ago, and I've been staying in the MYI team house. It's been really good there. The training is really good, and I feel like I've improved a lot. Europe as a continent, so far I found that it's really expensive, but it's pretty cool so far.
So you being in Switzerland, could you actually go, like, skiing or snowboarding?
We actually didn't go skiing or snowboarding, but we went sightseeing around and we did some, I guess, Swiss stuff.
Swiss stuff, meaning like you created your own Swiss bank account and now you can hide money from the tax officers in the US?
Exactly, yeah. And lots of chocolate and cheese and stuff like that.
Okay, sounds awesome. Talk a little bit about the practice environment that you already mentioned. Like, who exactly stayed with you at the house and who did you practice with the most?
Sure, yeah. So there was Jochi, Stardust, Penguin, Wilco, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple others, but so sorry to you guys.
The people that you don't like.
Exactly, yeah. But I would say I practiced the most probably with Jochi. He was a really good Terran, obviously, one of the best in Korea, I'd say. And it was really, really good practice.
What do you say, like, in terms of communication? How easy or difficult is it to talk with the Koreans?
Well, Stardust, he's been in Europe before, so his English was always pretty good. Jochi, on the other hand, it's his first time being outside of Korea, I think, or at least for a long duration. So at first, his English wasn't very good at all, but over the months, it's gotten pretty good, actually, and the communication's definitely doable.
So when you talk about the practice that you have with them, how should we actually imagine this? Is it just like you guys practicing certain maps and you telling him, okay, listen, I need to play this matchup right now. Can we play a couple of games on this map? Or do we talk after the game to him as well and communicate a little bit? What did I do wrong? What could I do better? Is there something where you think I could have more success with just changing my build?
Yeah, so if I had a tournament match coming up against a Terran, I'd ask him for a few practice games. And at first, it would just be doing whatever. And then, like, of course, builds, but just doing whatever builds he wants. And then once I found a build that I had trouble with, I would ask him what to do against it, and he would kind of help me out a bit. And then we would play a couple more games of him doing that build and me trying to defend or be more offensive or stuff like that.
So this being your first tournament in Europe right now, and also one of the probably biggest tournaments that I've been to so far, coming into the tournament itself, like, what were your expectations? Like, what is your goal? And don't tell me you want to win the tournament, because we all know that in 2013, not a single foreigner was able to win it. So talking about realistic like goals that you have, what would be a success for you?
Well, honestly, going into any tournament for myself anyways, it's not so much reaching around or beating a certain opponent. It's just playing my best and trying to do what I can. If I go into a tournament and I feel like I played really badly and I feel like I didn't perform as well as I could have, it's never a good thing for me. So my main goal for this tournament is just to play as well as I know that I can.
You're in one of the groups where we actually have now only 3 players instead of 4. So can you just like talk a little bit about your preparation for the group and how it changed when you heard that the Protoss dropped out?
Actually, the Protoss that dropped out, Bishu, I've never heard of him before. Really? Yeah.
You never heard of Bishu?
I've heard his name once maybe, but never before that. So I didn't know who he was. I checked for VODs on him and I couldn't really find much. So not to be rude or anything, but I didn't prepare for him. Wellmu I've played in, I think, 1 or 2 tournaments in the past. And I know that he does stream and he has some VODs out there, so I guess researched that and prepared a bit for him. Life, on the other hand, there's plenty of odds. He just played at the last ASUS RoG and played Scarlet, so I looked at those VODs and tried to prepare a couple things, so I hope it goes well.
Yeah, talking about the games against Life, your ZVZ in general is really good. So what do you think are your chances to beat someone like Life, who's just one of those top Zerg players that you have out there, especially, of course, in Korea?
I know it'll be really hard. He's one of the players that I look up to for sure. So that in itself kind of makes a barrier for your mind. But either way, I'll just try to do what I can. And yeah, I mean, that's all that you can ask for, really.
It's actually funny that you talked about Bishu, that you couldn't really find a lot of him, because the thing is, Bishu, especially when you talk about the ASUS RoG tournaments, he's a really good player, and he's one of those Protoss players who always falls very, very short in the group stage. Like, he will be one map win away of beating like a top Korean and progressing to the next stage, and then he loses like the last map with doing like a really stupid mistake. And I think that happened for him now for like 2 or 3 years. So the entire time I'm just waiting for him to finally have that one moment where he just gets out of the group, beats that Korean, wins that final map, and then gets known. But it's just in that sense, it's really funny that he's like, I've never heard of the guy. I mean, as you already said, like, there are not a lot of VODs out for him, but it's just so sad for him. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like so hard for a player to really get known there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The tournament itself, like, when did you actually arrive in Finland?
We got here yesterday afternoon, early afternoon, and we walked around the city a bit with some of the Korean guys, like Solar and Stardust and Sun. And so we went and got some sushi and just kind of walked around and had some fun.
Did you wear the T-shirt all the time, the entire time?
No. For those of you that don't know, Penguin is making fun of me because I got off the plane in a T-shirt and it's like minus 18 here.
So when I actually prepared for the tournament here, I also had a quick look at the temperatures in Helsinki, because Korea has a very mild winter this time, and I was very happy about this. Usually it's minus 20 degrees Celsius, that is. So I looked at the temperature and I tweeted to everybody on Twitter. I'm like, oh my god, it's minus 18 degrees here. Like, I better pack that the second jacket. And you immediately replied, and you were like, dude, like, that's a summer vacation for me. So I want to see you later on, like, in like a sleeveless shirt, just running around in the snow.
Absolutely. There's a competition in Canada. I forget what it's called, but there's a bunch of guys, and they go in their underwear and they jump into like a freezing lake. So it's what we do for fun.
You should probably talk to Elfi. Like, that sounds like it's down Elfi's road. So yeah. Elfi is like pretty crazy. Have you met Elfi actually in real life?
No, I haven't met him.
No, you're definitely in for a treat. But make sure that you compliment Pekka. That's his cat, and he's very, very serious about the cat.
I see so many tweets, like just pictures of him and his cat. I think it's like his second love or something.
Probably the first one, yeah. If he could marry Pekka, he would probably do that.
Yeah.
So the tournament itself, like, we don't have really an audience here just yet, so the entire venue just opened. Like, have you already played a couple of games? Did you get a chance to like look at the computers, and is everything fine so far? Did you run any problems?
Yeah, the first game I played, some of the settings were off, so I had to go into the Windows and change the mouse settings and turn off some stuff, and change my hotkeys, of course, because those were off. But other than that, I played a couple games after, and everything was fine. The computer seemed great. The chairs are a bit low, but I mean, that's something that you go to a tournament kind of expecting. Like, it's not your ideal setup, right? So you have to kind of prepare for it and deal with it.
You should buy a pillow.
Yeah, I actually have one, but I didn't bring it.
Is it at the hotel?
Yeah, it's at the hotel, yeah.
You know that the hotel is like literal. Like, are you at the Holiday Inn?
No, we're not. No, we're at the other Holiday Inn because our manager booked the wrong one.
Okay, so the real Holiday Inn is literally a 2-minute walk from here, so that would have been very convenient for you.
Yeah, that would have been perfect, but we'll blame it on my manager.
All right, there you have it. So we have like 2 hours left, and I guess you're gonna practice a little bit. From all the players that are here, is there someone that you really looked forward to meeting, like a player in particular that you wanted to talk to?
Well, I met Life at the airport yesterday. I didn't say much to him, just hello. And I'd really like to meet Jaedong, because I would say Life, Jaedong, and Solki are the 3 players that I always watch, like all of their VODs. Whenever Jaedong streams, I always watch that. So I would definitely, so those 2 players, Life and Jaedong, are the ones that I'm most looking forward to, for sure.
Talking a little bit about 2014 in general, not only about the ASUS RoG tournament, what are your goals for the year, and what do you want to achieve?
Well, to be honest, like, I would just like to keep improving and keep playing lots of offline tournaments because I haven't had an opportunity to play many offline tournaments, just a couple so far. So I'd like to go to as many as I can, and I'm feeling really good these days about my play. So I know that lots of North American online tournaments, I'll be playing pretty well in those and doing as best I can in those. And just in general, I just want to keep improving, especially in the North American scene.
3 things to bring to a lonely island.
Are people allowed?
All right, I'll make an exception for you.
Okay.
Only girls, though.
Yeah, my girlfriend I would bring. Oh, that's a hard one. Maybe Elfi's cat. Because
Why would you bring Elfi? Like, why would you steal Elfi's cat?
well, he loves it for a reason, right? It's gotta have some special thing going on with it. So definitely that.
I thought it would be like a rescue mission, like, Elfi is like so in love with his cat that he would try to rescue the cat and then he could get off the island.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone there, and I don't know the last one. Maybe maybe ramen. I don't know. I like ramen.
All right, there you go. So his girlfriend, Elfi's cat, no comment on that, and ramen. Well, Kane, thank you very much for the interview. I hope that you have good luck at the tournament, and I'll look forward to see you play.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much.